Enter a prompt here.
Hello. Sorry, I was waiting for Blender to finish loading, but it's taking a bit of time for some reason. Anyway, hello. What's up? I am back. Welcome back. Hopefully, you all are having a good day. I am also doing good. Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing good. I'm back. Welcome back. Alright, I finally loaded up. Alright, so what is going on? What is in the news? Let me check. Let's see. Anything cool to talk about? Let us see. Okay, so what are we doing today? Obviously yesterday, we did some eye texturing practice. Just like in general, just practice. Um, Specifically with UCU Paint. Yeah, making eyes UCU Paint, trying out UCU Paint, because I followed that one tutorial from that one video, making that Voltorb, but, I did not, use it outside of that, and the experience was really good. I really enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed using it. I think it's really good, and I will continue to use it moving forward, methinks. At least for now, there's a reason for me not to, um, so yeah, and then afterwards, we played some more Wuthering Waves, checking out the 1.1 update. Um, yeah, and so we finished the story. So we did everything that I needed to do story-wise for the new update. The only thing left, I guess, is sort of like the exploration quests. I have to do like the event stuff, but those, now that the story's done and I went through it and it was really cool, really fun. Um, I think I'll leave that for me to do like kind of off stream. Um, so yeah. So today we will be probably later today, obviously, going back into colony survival. Um, so yeah, that should be fun. I think yesterday I also mentioned slash talked about how um in like I guess a couple days now, right? Let me see. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, Tuesday, the 2nd. I thought, I guess, that um Wuthering Waves, sorry, Zenless and Zero was coming out. And I guess I recently realized or sort of reminded myself that it's not um July 2nd, it's July 4th. So we will be trying that out when it comes out. Another game that we could potentially try out that is releasing on July 4th, 2nd, sorry, fuck. I keep on fucking up my dates. July 2nd. And that is, what was it called again? I literally just got an ad about it. The First Descendant. It is a next-gen looter shooter. At least that's what it says here in this ad that just showed up on my For You page. Um, yeah, the sort of pre-download started today. I pre-downloaded it, and yeah, we'll probably play it later. Well, not let's see, later today, not later today, on the 2nd of July. Give it a try. I do enjoy a bit of a looter shooter. See how it is. It is powered by Unreal Engine 5 or whatever, next gen, super graphics. So I'm hoping my computer can run it and it doesn't explode on me. But if it does, if it does run, I mean, then great. We'll play it later in the day, I think. And if it doesn't run very well, well then, what you're gonna do, right? Nothing gained, nothing lost, I don't think. Hmm. So yeah, I guess that's basically what's going on. So let's talk about what's going on today. As you can see on the screen, we are back in the Medusa iPractice Blender file that I had. Obviously, yesterday I did some eyes here, as you could see, using UCU Paint. These both are made using UCU Paint. So yeah, I think they came out pretty good. UCU Paint is a very good tool, methinks, and I'm excited to use it more later today. So there's a few things that I want to do, I think, before we, I guess, go back into blendering and stuff. There's I think like a couple of videos I want to watch that I sort of found today. I was sort of thinking of things to do. I figured, I've been going on about the spiel of like I should probably, watch things that focus more on like character creation, because that's the sort of thing that I like to do in Blender. That's the sort of thing I want to focus on, and so maybe I should, prioritize my sort of findings. And so I found a few videos. This one, wait, is it this one? Okay, no, not that one. I'll put them up on screen once I actually like begin watching them, but I'm just describing them at the moment. So one of them is how to become better 3D modeler. Blender tips and guides that was released a month ago. You know, it was released soon-ish, so it's kind of like good information, I guess. The sooner, or I guess the most recent the information is, I think the better, right? This other video that I want to watch, which doesn't entirely have to do with like 3D modeling, but I wanted to watch it because I skimmed through it a bit. The video concept seems very interesting. Um, and it's a video called 3D tubers are cool. Here's how I became one. And it's basically this guy's, I think he's just talking about how he became, as the title suggests, a 3D tuber. Um, but during the video, he showcases uh, other people who I guess would also be considered 3D tubers. And, you know, um, that's really good because obviously I can sort of, uh, you know, follow through on looking more into these sort of creators and see what they do, see what kind of content they make. And, I guess just like get inspiration about how they sort of do their stuff. Not that I want to be specifically like a 3D tuber making YouTube videos with a sort of 3D avatar, but you know, the point isn't that I want to become one. It's more the point of like, uh, having a video that lists a bunch of different artists that I could check out, either like their socials or any video tutorials that they may have. That's what I mean. And then I also found this other video here, which is how to animate in Blender, learning the basics. The basics being a 1 hour and 10-minute video. Fantastic. That's how you know that this is really good. It's really in depth. When the basics take an hour, and this is only part one. There's a part two that is another 30 minutes. We're probably not going to watch that one, but I did sort of want to comment on it since I am probably going to save it in my sort of uh, links doc that I have, so that at some point I will watch it. But at the moment, I just sort of wanted to bring it up since it seems interesting. It was released 3 months ago, so it's fairly recent. And so yeah. But today we're going to be focusing on the two first videos that I talked about. Number one being the tips and guides to becoming a better 3D modeler. That's a 20-minute video. And then we have the 3D tubers are cool, which is a 13-minute, or I guess like close to 14-minute video. So I think we'll start off with the 3D tubers are cool because it has nothing to do with what I'm working on. And so I thought, I could just look at it right now, watch it, see how it is. and then afterwards we'll watch the Become Better 3D Modeler and try to see if we could gain anything from those sort of tips and tricks, guides, whatever you want to call it. And then after we're done watching those two videos, I will go back to texturing. I did talk about yesterday how one way, or I guess sort of like one thing that I could do to sort of practice texturing is I have Medusa's model right here. I could retexture her. Even though she doesn't have many textures, her entire face is entirely one texture. The only shading is caused by the sort of shader that she has. Other than that, there's the arm tattoos, which, was a pain in the ass texture. I don't know if I want to redo that again. Um, because it won't be much different, because it's literally like the color of her skin in the background, and then just like black circles being colored in using UCU paint. Her nails are also entirely black, but I don't know. I could maybe try texturing her hair as well. Her texture is like entirely one color, I believe. If you go into like the sort of shader editor, and I click on specifically her hair color, I'm pretty sure here. Hold on, I think I need to press the home button. Yeah, here we go. Her hair color is literally her hair, like literally an RGB into the sort of node setup that I have to sort of create this sort of what's it called again? Uh, cell shaded sort of look. But I could go into here and maybe try to sort of add more detail, or sort of like manually texture her hair instead of letting the cell shading do most of the work. So we'll see. Um, I'll give it a try. She is like a fairly, like, I guess, older sort of like character from an anime. Most, like, I feel like most older characters don't really have super detailed, or at least comparatively to, like, you know, gacha games and the way their eyes are made. It's very simple. Like, her eye is literally just one color with a black sort of like stripe to sort of look very closely to how snakes have a very like slanted or like very small little like iris. You know what you call it? Iris pupil? I don't know. But yeah, there isn't much detail to it. It's not like hand painted, hand shaded like a lot of these sort of game models from these sort of like gacha games where I have the eyes from. But we can still give it a try, you know? We'll see what we can do, kind of thing. So yeah, let me put this video up on screen. Here it is. Learning Blender in 1 week. So yeah, this is the first video we're gonna watch. Like I said, 3D tubers are cool, and here I became one. I mainly want to watch it for the fact that he's going to basically shout out a shit ton of 3D tubers. And I think later on in the video, it looks like he actually goes through the process of actually, making certain things, maybe animating some stuff. So we might cut it like a bit earlier, unless like his process is like really interesting, which the scene that he's in is really cool looking. But, what I'm trying to say is I'm mainly here to see the shoutouts. And I guess he's going over his process as well, which, is really cool to learn as well, people's workflow, how they do certain things. So yeah. Let me jack into the system with my headphones, and let's watch the video. Let me make sure I have the desktop audio unmuted, otherwise it's going to yell at me. Or I'm going to yell at myself for forgetting to do that. Alright, let's watch.
Hey, I'm Jay the Dev Guy, and have you noticed how many good animators are on YouTube these days? I mean, online animation in general is kind of in a golden age right now. There's so many smash hit series like The Amazing Digital Circus or Big Top Burger or Punch Punch Forever. It seems like the list of wildly successful indie animations online just gets bigger by the month. But what I want to focus on today is 3D tubers, which I categorize as YouTubers who use fancy 3D animation, but to make more conventional YouTube videos like commentary or devlogs or comedy skits or whatever VTubers are doing. Well, jokes aside, I'm actually going to ignore VTubers for this video because, well, there's definitely some interesting things going on over there. I'm talking about creators who hand animate their avatars to make cool, YouTube-y stuff. And I want to talk to you how I spent the last 6 months becoming a better one. I hope you like the new look, by the way. And some of you might see the title and point out that I already was a 3D tuber, and that's true. I had this handmade avatar, this 3D set, and my videos were just me talking about whatever, not like a fictional series or something. But when I first started this channel, the animated segments were always, means to an end. It was good enough to get by, and they weren't terrible, but the focus of my videos was always...
Wait, hold on. I just realized that he adds, like, he's fucking typing shit into the top of the screen. I like my old stuff. I just want to get a lot better, because I know I can. The last one was like, go watch my old shit. Wait, what does that say in the bottom? Using smart code to make the... Oh, wait, no, I think that's really, like, an actual YouTube video. I thought he was gonna edit that, just, like, say some stupid shit. This is too funny. Oh, sorry.
Always whatever I was talking about that day, rather than the animation itself. In fact, I always thought spending time improving my animation skills seemed like a waste that could be better spent making the games I'm developing. But my attitude changed once this channel started to grow and I met a few of these other animators. Talking to so many insanely talented, driven, and just crazy creative animators, it really rekindled my love for this stuff. It seemed like everyone else was just having so much fun. And so here's how I spent the last 6 months overhauling my style to become a better 3D tuber.
No! Oh, that reminds me, actually, speaking of the ad, don't forget, Wednesday is when they should be coming to actually fix the internet. I kind of forgot about that ever since, they were supposed to do that on Thursday, last Thursday, the Thursday that already passed. And then they were like, nope, we can't do it. We'll come back Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or was it? Yeah, it was Wednesday, sorry. For some reason I thought it was Monday, but today's Monday, and it's raining. What was I gonna say? So yeah, Wednesday, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's still like 3 days away, so it's like whatever, but I mean, like, I don't know when they're coming. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's probably going to take a while since they need, like, actual, like, trucks to, like, get up to the poles and stuff to, like, actually rewire things or whatever. I might not be able to stream on Wednesday. What is Wednesday? Wednesday's the 3rd. So it's actually nice, because then Tuesday, I could stream the first Descendants or whatever the fuck that game's called. And then the 4th, I could stream Zenless and Zero. And so yeah, hopefully we can finish it in one day. We'll see though. I'll let you guys know. Probably. I don't know. If I can't stream, then I obviously can't. Although I could tweet it, but who checks tweets? I don't. Anyway, let's continue.
So when I first sat down to overhaul Jay the Dev Guy, I wanted to outline what makes the styles I love work so well. What did they do that someone at my skill level could follow to overhaul myself into something really beautiful? And when it comes to 3D art, it's pretty safe to say that for me and for everyone else, the biggest inspiration in the last few years is Spider-Verse. There really hasn't been any other thing that's shifted the mindset of 3D artists half as much as these movies. Their influence has been pretty obvious in animated blockbusters for a while now, but within 3D YouTubers, Spider-Verse is basically the starting point. And this makes sense since the kids who grew up watching Spider-Verse are now old enough to be animators themselves, which I can give you a minute to process the fact.
Wait, what? When did Spider-Verse come out? Hold on. I wasn't a kid when Spider-Verse came out, I don't think. I think I was like, how old was I? Wait, hold on. I need to actually check it out. Into this was 2018. I was. Oh, I probably shouldn't say. Or again, it doesn't matter. But whatever. I'm not gonna say. Um. All I'll say is I wasn't a child when Spider-Verse came out. But yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hold on, what the fuck? Alright, let's continue.
The first Spider-Verse came out 6 years ago, so kids who watched it in middle school are now in college. You can pause if you need a sec for that. Listen, I love this style as much as anyone else, so I was definitely going to be stealing the obvious stuff. The choppy frame rate, the hand-drawn 2D elements that make everything feel more handcrafted, the mishmashing of multiple art styles into one frame. These things have all been talked about to death, which doesn't mean they're not super cool, but I'm sure anyone watching this video is pretty familiar with Spider-Verse analysis at this point. So I was going to draw attention to part of the art style that I don't see talked about as much. A lot of people will say things like, every frame feels like it came right out of a comic book, which I see why they say that, but it's not really true. Spider-Verse doesn't look like a comic. It looks like, well, it looks like Spider-Verse. These movies aren't trying to look like a comic came to life. They're just trying to feel like it did. Accuracy was never the goal. These movies are CGI, and they wear that proudly on their sleeves. While analog media has beautiful artifacts like film grain or textured paper or CRT scan lines, digital media excels at being crisp, perfectly flat, and infinitely adjustable. Spider-Verse excels at all these. It takes what it wants from analog media, but ultimately plays to the strengths of digital art. All this to say that my first guideline was to do exactly that. Pull inspiration from tradition, but lean into the modern look. I think some of the best 3D tubers already have followed this principle, so before moving on to the next guideline, let's just admire this eye candy for a sec. I mean, content can be so cool when there's actual artists behind it, huh?
Building your online business?
Shut up!
My next guideline was that I wanted my style to promote playfulness. My favorite 3D tubers are constantly changing the style just for the fun of it. And it may be because most of them are brain-rotted zoomers, yes, but
Okay.
It doesn't mean I don't absolutely love it. In fact, speaking of brain-rotted zoomers, let's look at Pino Prime's content for a sec. He'll bounce from hand-painted backgrounds to monochromatic outlines to paper cutouts, and it's all just a joy to watch. Or Savannah XYZ's style always revolved around this lovely claymation look, but her well-designed character just fits right in with a Hades style, or a Lethal Company style, or this affront to God. When I was first designing Jay the Dev Guy, there was probably no channel I studied more than funk. Every video is a masterful display of animation, video editing, stylization. This guy will overhaul his entire look for a one-off video about a manga he likes. This guy's the crown jewel of 3D tubers, and for good reason. All these artists have styles
Okay.
and
High praise. I should check him out.
workflows that don't just allow for creativity, but actively encourage it. So, guideline number 2, again, having a style that promoted playfulness. And guideline number 3 was simple. I wanted to build off what I already had. I didn't want to throw everything I designed for Jay the Dev Guy out. I just wanted to give it a nice facelift. I put a lot of thought into my character, this desk, this angry little commenter guy who represents the worst of the internet. I still like all of them. I just wanted to bring this channel up to par with the other insane artists I've seen on this platform. And now that I had a couple videos under my belt, I wanted to see how good I could make things with everything I've learned since the beginning. And so with these 3 guidelines, I set out to overhaul my art style. The first thing I wanted to improve was how I drew outlines onto my props. In my first video, I just painted the outlines directly onto the texture.
Oh,
It was simple.
look at the mouse.
Well,
That's
it
what I would
works.
do. Well,
Okay, I guess, but being painted on had a lot of limitations. Outlines couldn't always be around the edge of an object, I couldn't animate them or dynamically change the color or do anything fun with them at all. In my later videos, I added a dynamic outline just on top of my hand-painted ones, which I don't know, it was better than nothing, but now that I've improved at Blender, it was long overdue to make my outlines fully dynamic. I did this by using Blender's line art modifier, which automatically creates outlines around and inside of an object. But instead of letting the line art modifier do all the work, I purposefully reined it in to only generate lines on the contours. I then went around my model and marked specific edges I wanted it to draw an outline on top of. And then if that's still not enough, I'll just draw the new shapes around it by hand. This was a really nice middle ground that let the computer do most of the work while still letting me add.
This is actually pretty, yeah, there's a lot to learn from this. It's really cool. I'll still learn from it, obviously.
An artist's touch when I needed it. And since all my outlines were now completely within Blender, I could play with it as much as I wanted. With just a couple clicks, I could change the color, animation, or whatever I can think of with these outlines, which encouraged the playfulness I wanted. If there's one thing I've learned from the art I've made in the last year, it's that if you want your art to be fun, you need to make it as easy as possible to be creative. And my outlines being this flexible does exactly that. Once my outlines became fully dynamic, the textures of my objects just felt stiff by comparison. I still wanted some detail to be painted onto the texture, but it didn't feel alive like my outlines now did. So to fix this, I separated the detail into its own layer, and then wiggle it around at the same rhythm of the outlines. It gave the feeling of handmade imperfection, almost as if I redrew the scene every frame, without doing any more work. I later expanded on this when I was inspired by an Irrational Mango video that had an animated texture across every single prop in his scene. It made every frame feel so alive, and so after experimenting with a few different looks, I landed on this paintbrush texture that's overlaid onto everything, and also moves with the rhythm of everything else. I don't think this actually looks like I hand-painted each frame of animation, but it's a messy, crisp collage of styles that I think is just cool enough to work on its own, and I really like it. And so then to further encourage playfulness, I created all these materials in Blender using node groups, which basically means that all my objects share the same logic with each other. So if I want to make changes like swapping the paintbrush texture, or making everything one color, or adding entirely new effects, I can easily do so since every object references the same group. This is a lot like what I talked about in my components video, where coding logic in a video game in one reusable place can help foster creative thinking, and I'm really glad my animated segments now follow that principle too. After adding a few fun details like my laptop's RGB lights changing color over time, sneaking in some Easter eggs, and adding subtle post-processing effects, I'm really happy with the results. There's still a few things I want to improve, especially with my 2D elements, like me, but I can always improve that later. Because while I'm glad I took the time to push myself for this overhaul, one of the most important lessons I've learned from this YouTube channel is calling it good enough when it's good enough, so I'm happy with this for now. I had to learn a lot about Blender for this overhaul, and it was honestly one of the most rewarding experiences I've had as an artist. 3D art is so intimidating because there's so many different parts you have to learn, like modeling and texturing and materials and post-processing and more, but now that I've taken the plunge and tried to improve every part of my animation pipeline, I gotta tell you that Blender makes improvement so intuitive. Like, learning any part of Blender makes learning the rest of it easier. Everything shares the same hotkeys, like grabbing an object is the same button as grabbing a keyframe or grabbing a node. Like, for example, to do all of those paintbrush fanciness on my objects, I had to string together a bunch of nodes in my materials, which was an intimidating new corner of Blender I'd yet to learn. And at first it felt like I was learning specialized knowledge that was only helping me solve like texture-related problems. But later, when I wanted to add chromatic aberration to the edges of my screen, like similar to what Scott Pilgrim Takes Off does, I could just use the same exact nodes in a different section of Blender to make it happen. And since Blender is so well designed and it can do so many different things, it felt like learning a
Wow, that's cool.
new aspect didn't add to my skill, it multiplied it. I firmly believe that animation is as good as it is on YouTube today because tools like Blender are well designed, extremely capable, and free. And Blender's just gonna keep getting better. They're gonna update their 2D animation tools soon, and
No, another fucking ad. This one is another
Creating a new
horn.
campaign has
well, it's a stereotype for 3D tubers to never shut up about Blender, so hey, I guess I really made it then, huh? In all seriousness, I want to encourage anyone who's on the fence about learning Blender or learning more about Blender to just dive in and do it, because it's so fun. And I really like my art style now. I'm having a lot of fun just animating it for this video. I had a lot of fun just talking about it with you guys. I hope you found it interesting. Please leave comments on what you think. I still read every single comment because I'm crazy. But honestly, I missed you guys. I know I haven't uploaded for a while, but I really am taking YouTube super seriously. And part of that for me is I just launched a Patreon. I plan on doing some really fun things with this Patreon, but for now I want to emphasize some of the cool stuff that's already there. For every video I've made, I recently recorded a commentary track where I go over my thought process, reveal cut content, review comments, and just have a fun time talking about my work in a way that I think anyone who likes this video would really enjoy. And there's a Discord. Listen, I know all of you know what Discord is, but before I launched my Patreon, I subscribed to a bunch of other YouTubers' Patreons and their Discords, and honestly, it's actually really fun. These dedicated fan communities are so much less toxic and spammy than the public Discords I'm used to. So I just gotta say, if you're like me and you've never gotten into Patreon or Discord before, you should really try it. I've been having a great time talking to fans.
Not Discord kittens, get out of here.
And other artists, and it'd be cool to talk to you too. Patrons can also get their name in the credits, but there's also a tier that'll get you a hand-drawn profile picture from me in the credits of my next video, if you're into that sort of thing. I'll only draw stuff that's within reason, obviously, but it's worth noting that I do officially consider Sonic OCs within reason, so see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I know most of you are here for developer updates on the games I'm working on, and I promise those are...
I don't know about any of the games that he's making. That's good though. Tickles is a placeholder art, but a lot of people did not get the joke.
They're still coming, you know, subscribe to see them, don't miss them. But I get so busy with my full-time job and other projects I haven't even told you about yet, so you watching me and especially supporting me on Patreon would really mean a lot to me. This is only my 4th animated video, and it's insane how much my audience has grown in that short time. I really, really want to make this channel a legit thing, and your support and kind words and patronage, it means more to me than I could possibly describe. This is the most fun thing I've ever done. I hope you're excited to see what's next. See you next time.
Okay, I'm gonna have to like and subscribe. Literally. Oh, that was the most recent video. I was wondering if there was any other videos he's made. Oh damn, he's only uploaded not that much. 30K. Very nice. I'll subscribe. But yeah, I need to check out some of the sort of channels that he mentioned, especially I think like around here, right? Where was it? I think it's a little bit past that, right? Eye Candy, this guy here, Funk E. Since he went into a lot of praise. 1 million subscribers, damn. Well, I didn't actually see, like, I didn't actually like pay attention to how many subscribers this one has. There's only 4K. That's pretty small. Not that I have like any sort of like, what's it called? I have any say in these kinds of things, since yeah. Pretty cool. All right. Okay. That was a good video. I'll save it in some sort of like document at some point. Make sure that I at some time check out the other channels you mentioned. But that was a really good video. I enjoyed myself. Let me just check to make sure that the desktop audio is still unmuted. Ever since yesterday, I think I played like the majority of yesterday's game, just like not having the audio unmuted, so I was just talking to myself silently, just like listening to the very long dialogue that is in that game. Alright, next, before we move on to actual texturing for today's portion of the stream, I guess, we're gonna watch this. Become a better 3D modeler. Combine textures in Blender, maintaining proper topology, question mark. The demonstration, better way to learn modeling, donut tutorial, where do you start learning how to better model, reviewing an old head tutorial video, and outro. Let's just watch this. Why not? Let's see what it's all about. Oh shit, I forgot to mute.
If you ever do textures in Blender and you have like multiple textures layered, For example, on this one, I have multiple layers right here. Where's it? Right here. So I have normal body, and then it has some shadow map and light map. Actually, this doesn't really have a lot. Let's check another one. Clothes. Oh yeah, there you go. So there's not a lot, but they have normal map, light map, and then shadow map, right? Like I have like a bunch of sims here. So the problem is like sometimes when you use Blender and then you take this into another software and try to turn it into one software, like layer it on top of each other, right? Or combine it. Problem is like different softwares do it differently, right? Whether it comes to like multiply or additive or whatever it is.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I guess this is the reason why I kind of want to use UCU Paint, because, you know, this is what this is, you know, a very common thing, I guess, having a bunch of like different maps for textures and stuff, and at some point, especially if, yeah, you do with that, you have like different image textures for like scenes and stuff, and they're supposed to sort of be layered on top of each other. I assume you have to bake all of it into an image texture, but with UCU Paint, I feel like it might be easier, question mark? I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, let's continue.
So here's a cool and easy way to do it in Blender without needing to use any other software, right? So you create a plane here. You create a
Let's give the people
Damn, another ad.
Deadpool and Wolverine, a team.
Sorry. Here you create a plane. Move it on the side. And then increase it by 3 times. So S3, enter. So the scale of this should be like on 3, right? And then we're gonna center it, our cursor to a plane center. So cursor to selected. And then we're gonna create a camera here. Just like that. Just move it in front of it. Reset. And then just aim it at the plane itself, right? You reset it by Alt-R. And then I press RX and 90, right? I should probably have the screencast now for this. There you go. I'm gonna say it again. So we center the camera first, then we RX 90, right? So it's looking at the camera. Then the camera itself, we can increase the resolution on this because my textures are 4K in this case. And in the render, or not in the render, the camera option or the data, we change perspective to orthographic and we don't touch it. That's it. Then I'm gonna go on the plane. I'm gonna change its material to whatever I want. In this case, let's do body, for example, right? So this is all layers being merged already, right? Because this is exactly what I have on the model right here, right? Because I can show this like being unmerged. For example, if I go in textures, right? And I switch to this mode, like you can see that these are all different layers, right? This one, and this one, right? But if I press...
Oh, he's not baking it. He's just going to render it and just use the render. That's interesting. I don't know why I haven't thought about that. I have done something similar to this, I guess. Although, maybe not like exactly for like a body texture. That is interesting. Either way, like I said, probably won't have to like worry about this too much with UCU Paint. But if I were to switch off UCU Paint, that is interesting. I don't know why I haven't thought about doing something like that. Just like literally taking a picture pretty much of your texture image. Alright, sorry, let's continue.
This is gonna show me all the layers together. A good example again would be if I do it on clothing. There we go. So we have different layers. This one, and this one, right? You can see the lines. On this one, you don't have the lines, but then in this mode, you have like viewport shading, like these two viewport shading modes. This one shows you like each layer, and this one shows you like all of them combined. So what our camera is gonna do right now, I'm gonna press F12, and it's basically gonna render the whole texture being merged on top of each other, basically, right? So instead of like taking all these textures into other software and then trying to do it there, I basically do it here, just like this. So if you want to see how the camera looks like right now, this is what camera sees, you see? So by increasing the plane size by 3 specifically, and then camera being centered, right? It basically is ideally centered around this texture. This never failed me. It always works. And you don't have to go in other software, basically.
That is
also
nice.
very cool if you're trying to add some sort of like changes, like color changes to your mesh or to your textures. So I just added hue, right? So if I want to change hue of this real quick, I can just add that and then change it, right? And if I just render it, I'm gonna have a texture with fully changed textures, basically, right? And you can use this in like many different ways. So it's like a very cool way of doing it. Like you can see the textures actually changed on the character itself, right? So yeah. So it's a very cool way of doing that. I'll delete that.
Very cool, very nice.
So again, I'm gonna just F12. I have this, and then all I do is I just press F3 to save it, and I specifically save it at 16-bit. This one is clothes, right? So I'm gonna do clothes, and usually I mark my layered textures with F at the end, so it's like finished basically, but you can mark it with whatever you want. And then I save it, and that's it. It's gonna be in my folder right here. So yeah, there you go. So all of them are layered on top of it, or all of them are combined, like all the stitches and all the lights that I had. So all of them are just combined now in one texture. So yeah, it's a cool way of doing this without needing to use other softwares, basically.
Oh.
Alright, so that's our clothes. Let's do body. It's also 4K. Body. How do you go about maintaining proper quad topology on your character?
I need to find the best way to learn math.
No, another fucking oh shit. What the fuck?
Good question, but I just don't know how to answer you. I'm a little bit autistic, and I like when everything is done in a neat manner. So it just kind of sort of comes naturally. The fact of me wanting things to look and be in a neat manner, I guess. Also, obviously, a lot of experience. Amount of words around each loop to make sure it's about 8 or 10 or 12. Yeah, I don't do that. Problem is, I see what you're doing, and I would not actually. I guess like if you're at the start of like if you're a beginner more or less at doing this type of stuff, I would say that can definitely be beneficial, because you're trying to keep like a certain, like you're trying to keep yourself within certain limits, which is not bad. It's gonna definitely teach you how to make proper models, right? But you are at the beginning level of like learning, right? And like I am way past that. The way I go around making things, as far as like loop cuts and stuff like that goes, it's just a lot more natural to me in terms of like whenever I make something, right, and I have like certain shapes happening and certain like topology happening, I more so go by feel rather than some sort of like a taught manner of doing things, right? Like you probably watched a bunch of videos and they told you like, oh, have like this many loops or have this many vertices around here, have this many vertices around here, right? I go by experience, I guess, right? So whenever I'm making like eyes, for example, or the eye sockets, I don't count specific amount. I more so go by like this corner probably needs this much, this area, this distance, and so on, basically, right? So I have like some general ideas, but then I also have like just purely from experience. So I don't necessarily count. For example, if I take couple actually let me do it in this software because so whenever I'm like making eyes, right, like I do know that I need a vertex around here because it's gonna be connecting later on to the nose, right? So I always have vertex here, right? I also, and after that, I understand that like this can be like too quadratic, right? So I start doing stuff like this, right? For example, right? I also know that this has to be like a little bit more, has to have like a little bit more sharper edge. So I tend to like have a little bit more vertices here. Then I do this. Same thing here, right? And then I connect it, right? So I usually have it around like something like this. So I don't have like a set amount. Rather, I do it based on what I need to do or based on what I have in front of me, basically. So it's like a lot more fluid, right? So in this case, I need something like this, so I do something like this. But I do have, like I said, like a couple things in mind, which is, for example, having like vertices that I will later on connect like this, right? Even this sometimes. Actually, maybe not. How would I go about connecting this actually? Actually, I know how would I go about this. I would go like this later on. And then this would probably connect here on the head. And then I would have something like this. And I would connect it like that. And then I would go around connecting it upwards, basically like that, right? So I still have quads here, technically speaking, right? And then so on, right? Where it's supposed to connect. Yeah, so like I don't have like a set way of doing things.
But yeah, I guess that is sort of the point I would like to get to at some point. I do, whenever it comes to modeling, starting off, and you'll probably see it once I actually do begin modeling a specific character. I do follow a video when it comes to starting off the face. At least like the basic stuff, you know, setting up the well, I guess the basic stuff is the entirety of the face, so it's not exactly like just basic. But you know, I modify it depending on the face, because obviously each face is a bit different. And I also I forgot who exactly I follow for making heads. I forgot. I think all my heads generally follow like the very same. They have pretty much the exact same topology, because I do follow a specific guide, and I do like following guides because it is kind of like a bit of a it kind of becomes kind of like an array, or is array the right word? You know, like a product line, an assembly line. There we go, where I know like what to do in each step, because there's a bit of a guide to follow, and it's the same thing for when I do the bodies and stuff. When I follow a Brand's tutorial, the blocking out, the retopology of it all. Yeah, at some point I would like to branch away from that, specifically when it comes to like making the hand. Most of the time when I make hands, the nail comes out looking very like low poly, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Making the foot as well. At the moment, I just kind of pull a foot from like a project that I worked on like before, a foot that I've made like in the past, because you know the process of making a foot look good is not something that like I'm not the best at, obviously, and it's easier to sort of just grab an old sort of version and just sort of slap it on. But the issue with that foot is obviously it's very old and it was made in a time where or I guess it was made like before I learned about like how many vertices I should have, or how many trigs I should have, I should say, when it comes to like VR chat stuff like that. So it's very vertex heavy. So I would like to sort of go in at some point and remake that foot, and sort of lower the vertex count. But you know, these are just ideas. I do, I guess, change things up depending on the model, and depending on, you know, I think I changed some things up with Medusa's face because of the way her eyes work, and the fact that they're so, like, sharp. I needed, like, more here, I think? I don't know. I don't know. There is, like, a bit of a skill gap there where I still follow some sort of tutorials to sort of get to where I want to be, instead of just like diving in and just like doing things out of like instinct. But then again, you do have to have like a sort of flow to it. Like I know a lot of people like to like map out like where the eyes are, where the mouth is, sort of map out like the side view of the head, the shape of the head, the front view, the shape of the head, and then sort of from there on, they start like filling in the gaps to actually make a head and all that. But yeah, anyway, let's continue. Sorry.
I know a lot of tutorials tend to show this type of modeling in a way where it's always like a set way of doing things, but I don't do it that way because first of all, you're limiting yourself like way too fucking much to only a certain way of doing things. And whenever you are limiting yourself to only be doing various parts of modeling only in a certain way, right? That's almost never good, right? You're gonna be stuck with like a certain style that's just probably poor because it's for beginners to begin with, right? Like you don't want to be stuck with modeling that's meant for beginners. You want to go like well beyond that, right? And for you to go well beyond that, you have to build yourself some sort of base that will allow you to do that, right? In this case, it would be not confining yourself within certain limits of modeling, right? Like go beyond it, figure out like how it works for you, right? Be a lot more fluid with your modeling rather than like being confined with numbers or whatever it is, right? Oh, like you have to have like this amount of loops. No, don't do that. Do whatever works better, you know? And the more models that you do, the more mistakes you do, the more you will understand like how can you make
Fucking ad. A Fortnite ad, no less.
better, right? That's another problem I feel like a lot of people have. Like before actually doing anything, they start asking. Don't ask. You're not gonna learn anything from well, you are gonna learn something from asking, but like 90% of the knowledge that you're gonna get is from you yourself making mistakes. Like you have to understand that your first ever whatever you do is not gonna be the greatest thing ever. It's gonna be the 100th. Like the 100th model that you're gonna do, that's gonna be great. So don't look for like oh in a month I'm gonna be doing great. No, like be like oh in 2 years, in a year I'm gonna be great. I try to follow your head to toe.
Damn. I'm already at a year. I guess like compared to like the first model I ever made, I mean I think I always feel like after every model that I make, it always looks better. Sorry if you hear like clipping. I'm like I'm clipping my nails while I talk. But yeah, I feel like every model that I make is better than the last one I've made before. And if I were to compare things like, I guess I think back to like my Erica model. And I feel like that model didn't turn out the best. Or, I mean, it was alright at the time. I was happy with how it came out. But I guess comparatively, I do things differently. To be fair, her, I guess, body is a bit weird. But you know, that's what you'd expect when it comes to sort of anime characters, so you know, you shouldn't think too much of it. But yeah, that's why I need to like figure out when I want to like sort of do the sort of New Year's resolution of like remaking one of my old models and figuring out which model I want that to be specifically, you know. I need to think about that. Anyway, sorry. I'm done clipping my nails now. Let's continue the video. We'll see.
Horrible kind of track. You would do that. As a beginner, you would obviously do that because it's not aimed at specifically showing you a very particular way of doing something, right? I even talked through the video that like, I'm gonna go a little bit more fluid about this, right? Because as I model, I'm gonna change a lot of things, right? It's not like, because like there are tutorials where, for example, they start from like, hey guys, so we're gonna do a head tutorial, and they take a cube, right? So we're gonna take a cube. We're gonna make 2 loop cuts here, and 2 loop cuts, 3 loop cuts here, and then 4 loop cuts here. No, 5. So we're gonna take this, and we're gonna move it up. And then this, and move it up. And then we're gonna take this, and this. And these are gonna be our eyes. Right? Then we're gonna take another loop cut here. And then we're gonna select these 3, and we're gonna press, no, like that, like this. And we're gonna press Alt V, G, Z, down, hold it. Then we're gonna select this, this, and this faces. E, G, Y. Oh, nice. Oh, E, then G and Y back. Oh my God, we're getting a face. Like, I don't do that. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't make every model like that, basically. Because first of all, models are all different. They have all different shapes, all different proportions, right? And if you want to be a good 3D modeler and not just be a good chibi 3D modeler, for example, right? You have to be a lot more fluid in how you do things, right? So you can't watch shit like this that tells you how to do things only in a certain way, right? You have to learn how to do things more fluidly, right? Like as you go, you figure out how to do different parts. I like this guy. Oh, yeah, you can put it on your head. There. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen tutorials like this. I could swear. I personally don't like them. Maybe they're good for some people to get some sort of results. And it's probably good, like, if you're a beginner, like I said. But when you're going down the line, you wanna... Again, you want to be able to be a lot more fluid in your modeling and not be confined only by a certain way of doing things, basically. Where would I start? The problem is, like, you're still thinking in a simple manner where you're like, show me something that I can follow. And I can understand that, because when you don't know anything, obviously you would just want to see just a way of somebody doing something. I don't know. Check different types of modelers. Like, check Reinhardt, check...
Yo, Reinhardt mentioned.
I don't know who else is doing YouTube videos like that. Literally just, like, go on YouTube and Google, like, 3D model anime heads modeling and see, like, what other people do it, how they do it. How can you learn top of flow? Watch other people do it. If that's not an option, buy other models and then see how they're done. Like, there's multiple ways of you can, like, if you don't understand how to do a top of flow, literally just buy a model. Go on Booth. There are models as cheap as like $30. They're like relatively good models. Buy them and then study it. Like study how all the shapes are made, basically.
I should do that more.
Here's another-
TBH. I don't do that. Although buying a $30 model just to study it is kind of crazy. At least in my opinion, from where I'm standing at. I'm sure there's some free models. I mean, I don't know if this sort of Genshin model that I downloaded a while ago is the best example, because I'm not sure if that's actually like from the game itself, or if that's just some like, I don't know if it's like a copy someone made, or I don't know. I don't know exactly how it worked, but anyway, let's continue.
Another one, like you can I do have a base basically that I have on Booth, and I have it on Gumroad. It's $20. It comes with finished, like all stuff applied to it, and it comes with like mirror and subdivide not being applied to it. So you can see like how all of those things are done, for example. Now, obviously it costs money, and I'm sorry that I can't just give it to you for free. I would still recommend you probably buying like a proper model. There are like a bunch of good models on Booth for a relatively cheap amount of money. Let me look at my video, dude. Like there's this one too. Are you watching this one, the old one, or are you watching the newer one? Dude, I even like talk through this when I say like, oh, I do this, I do that. So at this point, for example, for me, I already understand what I have to do. So I have this nose and mouth. So I understand that I have to make like cheeks to be like a little bit pointing outwards right here. Like I have it sort of imagined it already. And then I use some sculpting tool to make it like a little bit more fuller. So yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today.
Alright. So yeah, the first tip was really good. I've never really done that, I feel like, before. I don't remember when exactly I did something like this. I don't think it was exactly like using the rendering thing. I didn't know about like the take a plane, scale it up by 3, and then get a camera or the graphic view. That is also very interesting. But yeah, and then yeah, I'm still. I guess I still, even after a year, and after doing so many models, I don't even know how many models I've done. I haven't, I guess, counted. I still consider myself a beginner in a lot of things. Let's see, hold on. Where is it? I need to pin my Blender file to my fucking file system. I feel like I work on Perona for like months, and it doesn't stay on like my sort of like recent files that I opened. But then I work on something like for like 5 minutes, and it for some reason gets fucking added. It's it's so dumb. I don't understand what how it sort of makes these sort of choices. Anyway, what do I have? I've done. I don't really count that. There's like a lot of little things, like the Halloween things that I did. I don't really count that. The birthday stuff that I did, I don't count that either. Let's see. I guess I'll count that for. Oh. Like maybe 10? 10 models, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that was a good video regardless. It is something that I have to learn. And envision in my head. now that we're done with the video watching portion of today's stream, which, you know, isn't something that I normally do, but I think it was interesting stuff to watch. Both videos are really good. Alright, so yeah, now we're going to do, we're going back to texturing with UCU Paint. What should we do first? Should I do an eye first, or should I go into trying to texture like her hair or something? I don't know. I think, before I even begin, I am going to use the bathroom. So I will be right back. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm back. Sorry for the, I guess, late or long BRB screen. I had to help someone out with something. We're back though. Alright. So I think this is the eye. I'm gonna use this eye. This is like the perfect shape, at least for right now. It's much better than these other ones. Let's make an eye. Let's make an eye. Maybe should we make this one? Already made this one. Although maybe I should go back and I can make remake these eyes again from some of these other characters because what was I gonna say? Because I made this without UCU Paint, just using the regular Blender tools. I could try remaking it again, but using UCU Paint, and obviously things should turn out a little bit differently. One would hope / suspect. Maybe I should make an eye from here. Although, yeah, the reason why I said not here is because it's blurry. I'm just gonna fucking delete it. I could pull an eye. I still have the Hoyoverse and the Wuthering Waves eyes opened up on a tab. I could just pull one from here. This is a cool eye. The issue is the eye isn't like opened, or like their eyes isn't like, you know, fully open. So the majority of the eye is actually hidden, which kind of sucks. Maybe do that one. That one isn't that bad. Oops, hold on. A lot of the eyes I just realized are what they have like a sort of they have this sort of shape. Rhombus or diamond. I don't know what people call that. I've already forgotten. I wonder if that means something, you know? Interesting, interesting, interesting. I guess let's do this one. Whoops. Oh, cool. Okay. I just quickly double-clicked and I just like sped ran through the whole eye thing. Whoops. So yeah, we'll make one eye, and then I'll go in and try to maybe do some texturing using UCU Paint on the hair of Medusa. Maybe her face. Probably not the body, because, and to be honest, her body's like a part of it has been sort of cut off to save on a vertex count since it's never shown. So there isn't like many places to sort of texture. Like the knees, I textured a bit, although you know all I did was add sort of like semicircles to it to sort of give the illusion of like some sort of bit sticking out. Same for the elbows, and then obviously the back as well. What else was I gonna say? And so yeah, the only detail the body has is probably like the tattoos. But the face, I think you could add a bit more to the face. I don't know why I didn't try like adding some sort of like pink for the cheeks or something, or maybe like try to add some color to the mouth. Maybe that's not how it is like in the references. I don't think I have the references pulled up anymore because you know, you want to pretty up the final file and you delete all the things that are unnecessary like references and shit. I might pull them up though. I still have a file containing all the references that I used, so it's still a possibility. Or I mean, that's still like an option. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, and the good thing is me sort of reshaping it like I did just now, changing the sort of height and width of it doesn't seem to affect the sort of general shape of how I have the sort of back and front bit. So yeah, it works out. I need to turn on back face culling for it to work. Alright, let's begin. Let's start off with a base color. I found that making the base color the color of these sort of like the the ringed area of the eye seems to work out pretty well, in my humble opinion. Oh yeah, and then I hide hide the majority of the eye. This is eye back color. Yeah, right now I'm only utilizing solid color with image mask. Should probably, you know, touch upon things like new image. I mean, new image basically acts just like the normal, like using an image texture. Um, but open. No, that's whatever. Vertex colors. I don't know what vertex color mask or like color ID mask is. Background with image ask. Did I say ask? Um, you know, using some sort of like generated layer. Although I think you usually add this as like a mask onto something else, right? Fake lighting is really cool. I still don't know what baking. All these like bake as layer, cavity dust, bevel normal, bevel grayscale. Yeah, I don't know what any of this is, but you know, maybe I should watch a video about it or something. Oh, what do I have like civilized stroke turned on? I do. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Alright, what's the next step? I guess this is sort of like eye front color. I realize that the rim, like the sort of bottom of the rim, is also kind of a lighter color compared to everything else. I did that before, so that it wouldn't be too hard. I just have to add another layer like before everything, I feel like, right? Well, I add it afterwards, I feel. Alright, this is gonna be eye front highlight. I feel like I'm coloring a coloring book or something. I don't know. For some reason, I get so like quiet and invested when it comes to texturing. I don't know why. It's like such a like a dumb thing to sort of get into, or I mean, maybe not a dumb thing, but you know what I mean. I just get so into it. Oh fuck. I rim highlight. I'm gonna move this down to like before everything else. I also need to select this spot. Wait, hold on. Let me get a closer look at the color. Or maybe I should like match it with like this, right? That's like technically like where there's like a shine to it. Tickle's chin. What are we gonna do next? Sorry, I got confused. Oh yeah, let's add a highlight to the highlight or something. I don't know. Alright. This kind of has. Wait, did I change the color for this? I guess I didn't. This has more of like a yellowish glow to it, doesn't it? I feel like the eyes of the characters have a bit of a sort of like what's it called? Has a sort of like a bit of a watercolor look to it. Or like it was made using like watercolors or something. It looks really nice. What am I doing? Whoops. This is the iris back. But I'm not gonna go like too into detail. Like it looks like the iris kind of has like a bit of a darker outline as well. And then finally, I think this is the final bit, right? This is the iris. Right. I guess the only part that I'm not the biggest fan of is the top part. Maybe I should fill that in. The eyes, you know, the sort of shadow that the eyelashes gives kind of like makes it hard to see if this is like all like one color or if this sort of like, I guess it's a brighter, I don't know. It does throw me off, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess the final thing is to, you know, I guess I could pull one from here, can't I? Let me relax this, relax. There we go. Much better. Yeah. I don't know if it's like, I sort of know like which is best, if it's better to like shrink wrap it onto the eye, or if I should sort of like stick it in like this, so it's like kind of hovering. I guess that's the issue here, is if you look at the side. the sort of highlight gets cut off. Also, I think this has like literally zero texturing. It's also hard to fucking select. Why is it so hard? I guess because it's inside technically, so. Um. Oh, I need to like flip the normals. There we go. So yeah. Very nice, very nice. Dress to impress. I don't know if that's the right words to use there. Alright. Let me check something out real quick. Anyway, now that we're done with the eye, I will be swapping over to potentially redoing Medusa's hair, question mark, I don't know. I'm just checking to see if there's any, I guess, like, news. Hmm. Alright. Stupid stuff, stupid shit. Oh yeah, I guess talking about First Descendant, since, like I said, I'll check it out when it comes out on stream, why not? I initially thought, just because of the way the game sort of looks, I thought it was going to be like a battle royale slash like maybe like a hero shooter, because you know there's like a bunch of different heroes to select from. Um, I thought I was gonna go that direction. I didn't realize it was a looter shooter until like today, because obviously I've like seen little things about it. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to check it out in a couple days, I guess. I guess another video that I did find the other day, that I could potentially watch at some point on stream. Um, you know, back when I was trying to learn Godot, not that while ago, maybe like a month ago or something, but then, you know, I got a bit busy and sort of haven't picked it up since. Um, I did see a video that I did save, uh, yesterday where it was like creating your own like desktop companion, in Godot. I have considered watching that video and maybe like trying to do it on stream. Because it is cool. There's also this like other 3D model creator guy who is making like a sort of like pet, the desktop pet of like different characters. That also is very interesting. But anyway, I guess I just bring it up because of things to like sort of talk about. What the hell was that? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking to see if there is anything cool to talk about. There isn't. Let's go back to texture painting. All right. So let's do the hair. Let me separate the hair if I can. I think or maybe not separate the hair, but sort of like create a copy of it. Luckily, the hair is all I like did 3 topology of the hair, so I'm able to just. I don't know what I was thinking with this hair, if I'm being honest with you. It is kind of crazy how it turned out. Um, Not saying that it's bad, I guess, the way it turned out. The method, I guess, to the madness was there. I guess it's sort of similar to the madness that I had when making Perona's hair with all that sort of detail. All right. So let me delete. I'm gonna delete all this shit here. Or maybe not the outline. I probably shouldn't delete the outline. Just go back. Oh, whoops, that is the outline. Okay, I don't want to do that. Let's create a new one. Let's set up emission. There we go. The modifier. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. All right. Oh, wait, what? Did the... Oh, it's because I have that selected, my bad. Okay, let's just select the bases. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the base color. As it looks like right now. Is the... I don't think the... Or is the outline working right now? Oh, I think I turned off the outline, didn't I? Because it was, like, annoying. Or specifically with the face, it was just annoying. The way it sort of affected the eyes. Alright. How should I do this? Is that doing anything? That's not doing anything. Hold on. The hell? Oh, okay. Maybe I can't do the hair, actually. The reason why the texturing is not working with the hair is because the hair was made using one solid color and was never intended to sort of be hand-drawn. I never took the time to um, unwrap the hair. So obviously, when I'm going to go into texturing, it doesn't work out too well. As you could see, it comes out looking very weird. And if we look at the, I guess... What did I ever name that? I guess, wait, hold on. Solid color. Is this, hold on, where is it called again? Yeah, it's just called solid color. It shouldn't work, or, I mean, it doesn't work because of the fact that it's not unwrapped. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, we can't do the hair. Let's do the face then. Let me just select from seam, but also let me get the ears. Should I get the eye details? It will make the face seem more complete. Because I feel like without the eye details, it sort of kind of looks a bit weird. TBH. Why aren't the eyes connected? Wait, are the eyes connected? Or can I just not see the... It should be, right? Hold on. Oh, wait, I think I might have separated the eyes a while ago. Because I think I was going to, like, try using our eyes as a sort of, like, basis to do the, like, the texturing stuff that I did up here, but obviously, you know... Oh, I forgot our fucking ear. Alright, hold on. I forgot this side. Okay, good. Wait, what am I missing? And yeah, then I'll just copy the eyes in a minute. Oh, why did I separate both eyes, though? That is weird. I don't know why. Oh shoot, I undid the eyebrow stuff as well. Wait, sorry, need to check something. Alright. So yeah, I guess we should do everything's the same color. Let's get the color for the eyebrow. I'm just gonna choose solid color, right? I don't need a mask. I don't think I need a mask. I don't know. Let's just use solid color. We'll call this... Or maybe I should use a mask, because it seems like it's replacing this sort of basic color. Let's see what happens if I choose mask. Let's call it... eyebrow color. Okay, yeah, using a mask is what I need to do, for at least for that specifically. All right, a new one. This is uh, eye detail color. Maybe I shouldn't call it eye detail color. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Why is it like stained or something? Oh, I didn't get the back. Hold on. Alright. And then I also need the color of her, I guess, like eye socket or whatever. Eye socket. Or I seem to remember from the video that I watched, there was it was able to click a button here to just like fill in the color. I don't seem I don't seem to see that sort of that same button. I think so, right? I don't know. Did that work? Oh, that seemed to work actually. Did it actually? Not really. It didn't color in like the inside. That's pretty much it. I mean, like, as in what? Oh, what? Sorry for the stutter. In terms of like what I basically did on the left side and the right side. Now is when I add the extra detail. Let me see if I can pull up a reference of Medusa that I have. I don't have any references of her just like straight up looking forward. Well, I guess I do have one, but it's like very, very much in the shadow. Most of them I think are her with her eyes closed because I wanted to sort of get different different expressions. I guess this one's not bad. But yeah, as you can see, not much detail goes into these sort of like characters. When did Soul Eater come out again? I generally don't remember. Hold on, let me check. Oops, Soul Eater. Oh, at least the anime. It says this is from the anime itself. 2004. Holy shit. Wait, what? Really? Why is it so hard to find an answer? Oh, it aired 2008. Damn. That was a while ago. But yeah, as you can see, there's not much detail. Um, there's a bit of like area so that you could point out where the nose is. A bit of a shadow around the neck, but I kind of cut her off on the neck, I think. There is some shadowy area like where her hair is. I could definitely do that. Let's call this face. Shadow. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is use the multiply and just like select the color of her face and see how that looks. Okay, that's a very dark. It's almost like bronze or something. Or if I so desperately need it, I'll just go in here and grab like that color, and then color in with that. Oh, that's even darker. I don't know how I feel about that. That is accurate. Although maybe I could turn down the multiply by a little bit. That's a little better. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Just for a little bit so that I can erase the little that I've done. I guess if I really cared about like sort of adding shadow to each one of these strips. I don't think that looks very good. Or it looks kind of goofy. Um, it's kind of tough. No, I'm joking. I see the vision, but it kind of just looks a bit silly. It doesn't look like it fits, if that makes sense. But yeah, I could use this for... Oh, you know what I could do, actually? Hold on. Let me find the... this image here. Let me use this image as a guide. Hold on. It's gonna mount shader. Alright. Did I say GIF? Like as a GIF? Hold on. Let me try to load it up. Oh yeah, I can. Hold on. Oh, it's a GFIF. I'm gonna have to convert it. Or is it J-I? Yeah, here we go. JFIF converter. Okay. It should be under my downloads now. This is the image I was talking about. This is going over like how to shade the mouth to sort of make it a lot more visible from the front view. As you can see, you could see how from the front view you can't really see the mouth is, and the only reason you could see this one is because of the sort of like cell shaded shader that I have. That sort of to be fair though, this shading is very ugly, but it still helps with the eye. But yeah, we'll try this on this face. Obviously, she doesn't really have, like, any sort of, like, lips, kind of like this. But we'll give it a try. Wait, hold on, I need to open up this. Alright, so this is going to be, I'm just gonna call it, like, lips. First layer. I don't know if it's better to do this, like, on here, or if it's, like, better to do it, like, let me turn on wireframe so I could see it better. But it's this, like, on the image texture. It probably doesn't, like, fit very well with her character, but this is kind of like me experimenting a bit. Oops. Lips first. Layer highlights. Why is it that? Maybe it's the way I have my UV set up, but it's very blurry. And I'm trying to make like a small little bit. It's very blurry though. I think it is just like the way I set up the UVs. Alright. Then we'll do the next layer, which is kind of like a much darker rim around the lips. This is lips. Second layer. And yeah, part of it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get this as a sort of mask so I don't like affect the sort of anything outside this area. It's not gonna be perfect because, like I said, I think the UVs of her lips are kind of like not the best. Like they weren't designed to sort of be, I guess, like able to add this much detail to it. But I'll still give it a try, you know? As you can see, it's very, like, flaky. It's not very consistent. It's very stretched out as well in some areas. That's, oops, shit, entirely my fault. But yeah, I mean, I didn't plan on adding this sort of level of detail to the lips. But that's why it's like that. Alright, that kind of works, kind of. Again, can't make it perfect with this sort of face. And finally, lips, third layer. This might even be like the texture image, which, like I said, I don't know if it's probably easier to do this like on the texture image itself rather than doing it on the face. Yeah, not the best. It looks like she's eating like a popsicle or something. And she got it all over her fucking lips. Either way, I get the general gist of it. Because yeah, if you look at her... Wait, let me just select the entire face. If you look at the area for the lips, it's obviously very small. If this is the UVs, which I assume it is, because it sort of looks like it is. Kind of, is it? Yeah, it 100% is the UVs. The lips are sort of brought closer together. As you can see, my lips are sort of kept open. So maybe bringing them a bit closer might sort of help with that. But yeah, what is this? Let's go look at lips. So let's go to L. Lips first layer. Yeah. And also, I think maybe increasing the sort of scale of the image. Right now, it's just a 1K image. Maybe making it like 2K or 3K might sort of improve the quality a bit as well. Can I do that? Like inside of here? I wonder if I can. Let me see. Maybe under masks. Invert image. Bake as image. I could add modifiers to it. I don't think there's a way to do it. It didn't seem to give me an option here. I could go into here maybe and, you know, resize. Where is that option? Resize. I know that sometimes messes things up a bit. Or like makes it things a bit blurry. But anyway. I think I'll try. I don't even think if I were to do this with Perona, it would turn out what the fuck? Turn out that great. Let me load up Perona. Hold on. Let me look at her face UVs. 1 second. Let's see, Perona. Let's pull up. Let's put up the auto rig try. Actually, hold on. Let me just pull it up on stream. Let's just save this and open it up here. Perona auto rig try. So yeah, if we look at her face UVs, let's open up her face color. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as Medusa's. The only difference is I believe this image is 2K. Yeah, it's a 2K image. So it's a bit better, I guess, in terms of, like, I guess, quality. Um... But yeah, I guess I should try to copy that image that I pulled up. Try to make the UVs more, like, flat. You know, bring this... I guess I could, like, do this and sort of... Not that. Do some of that. But obviously, you know, bring this out a bit. So they're not, like, on top of each other. Something like that. I should try to do that. I will try that with the next model that I work towards, so that I can give her, like, more detailed lips. Although, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do exactly like how I did Medusa, but the way Medusa did it, or the way the sort of reference in the Medusa file did it, it makes it more obvious where the front of the lips is. Theirs looks really good too. It sort of gives a bit of an outline to it that wasn't originally there. You could see that I was watching it on fucking Crunchyroll. Well, I think this is around the time where you could watch it for free, or at least like the first few episodes you could watch for free. Telling me to like fucking buy premium. Alright, hold on. I have like so many fucking messages. People are texting like crazy. Wait, what is this? Alright, hold on. Let me see. Alright, so I think I am done for today in terms of the Blender section. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. TBH. I feel like there's only so many more eyes I can sort of try to texture before that sort of gets old. I have to think about it. I'll see if I can find more videos to watch. I think those are nice to do. Especially maybe try to look for more that lean on the line of tutorial-esque. That focus around texturing. Or just maybe like the modeling process in general. Because all of that is really good. But we will see what we're going to do tomorrow. I think we are getting closer to rolling that wheel. I don't know when exactly, but maybe in the next few days, I think. I am getting to that point where I would like to start working on a character again. We'll see though. Anyway, let us swap over to gaming now, specifically Colony Survival. Let's swap category. Alright, I'll put it up on screen once it's finished loading. But yeah, I'm excited for, I guess, the upcoming games to try out. See what that's all about. And yeah. I think that's, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Sorry, I was just thinking about, like, maybe I'll spin the wheel after playing Zenless Zone Zero, because I don't know if I want to, like, I don't think I'm gonna, like, spend the entire stream playing the First Descendants. It's not like a game that I've sort of been hyped about. It just sort of showed up on my For You page, and I was like, I should check that out. So that's probably just going to be, like, a game that I try once I'm done with Blender stuff, but I might play Zenless Zone Zero for, like, an entire stream. So I think I want to sort of wait until I do that before I begin, because, you know, I don't want to, like, start a new character, like, on Wednesday, and then the next day I spend, like, the whole day playing a game instead of working on said character. So I think maybe after the day after, or maybe a couple days after Zenless Zone Zero, I will spin the wheel. I think that's a good, I guess, like, framework or, like, sort of time line. Because I have been saying, like, I'll do it at some point, but sort of haven't really given a specific date. So yeah, either Zenless comes out, when does it come out again? Thursday. So either Friday or Saturday, or maybe even Sunday, I will spin the wheel, and I will begin working on a character. Mark my words. It shall be done. Alright, let me close out of Medusa. Alright, we're in. Sorry. Okay, where are we? It's been a couple days, or I think it's, yeah. We are in the mountains, specifically for the 10. The 10 is the only, 10, sorry, what? The mountains is the only place where I can get 10. The issue is that 10 takes, 10, wait, hold on, I need to answer fucking text, Jesus. I was gonna say, yeah, 10 takes a while. So I was thinking of maybe adding more people, but the issue with adding more people is that I'll need more guys to defend. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. So wait, how are we doing on tin exactly? They were definitely not like, or is it zinc? No. No, yeah, it is tin. Yeah. It's fine though. We'll probably get like, I don't want to add too much because then I know at some point we're gonna get to like a sort of point where we're gonna cap out, or like, you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I even know what I mean. Anyway, I think, well, I guess we could see how good we're doing based on like how much bronze we have. We're doing really good on copper, holy shit. Maybe I should increase the amount of copper and like the amount of copper people. You know what? I think I will increase the tin by at least like 2 more people. I need more beds though. Let's go back to actually no, what am I doing? I wanted to make more tin people. That's why. I think in my head I sort of slotted the idea that I want to go back home to check to make sure that we haven't died yet. We shouldn't have died yet because we have like a shit ton of arrows and stuff still. If we've died, then that means that, you know, that would have gone away. Ah, perfect. We found our tin. I'm gonna dig out the rest of the area. I'm not gonna dig all of it out yet. I just want to dig the bottom parts out so I could see what there is. If there's anything good available. It doesn't seem to be anything like this direction. It all like seems to go in this direction for some reason. Maybe it's so close to the edge that doesn't count as a mountain anymore. Alright, let's get a couple of mining jobs. Let's get them their shit. Some more people. I think the threat level is still pretty low, that a couple slingers should be like enough to handle it all, you know? Alright, either way, we're gonna leave now. We're gonna go back home. And hopefully when we come back, the village up here won't be dead. But if it does die, then it's kind of like, you know, whatever. I lost like 7 people. It's not like I'm losing. I mean, not to sound like a heartless ruler, but it is only like 7 people in that village. If it dies out, it won't cost that much to sort of bring it back. I'll just add more defenses, like some arrow people. Let's go back home though. Hopefully we haven't lost anyone. I think it would tell me if we did. But I might be wrong about that. I kind of forgotten how it works. I think it doesn't, because I've definitely... Okay, we have no unemployed people, which means no one's died. I definitely have come back to, like, a colony, and just, like, everyone's dead. It doesn't tell you if or when they die. Why is this tree just floating? Classic floating tree. A staple. Alright, things are going well here. And I'm slowly gaining bronze. I could let them start making bronze tools, like maybe 1. What do I need bronze for again? I don't remember. It has been a hot minute since I've sort of had my mindset on bronze production. They are actually, they have a limit of making 10 bronze. That's a good idea. Oh, wait, how much is it for bronze tools? Not that. 2 bronze ingots. Alright. How are we doing on the bed situation? Like I said, I do plan on replacing this stone with actual walls and flooring. But you know, it's gonna take a while to sort of replace that. I might need to get some builders in to sort of manually delete the walls and stuff, so I can replace them with actual walls. Wow, look at the crossbowmen. They have like shields on their back. That's cool. I didn't realize that. I didn't look at their designs. It is dropped? Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. Never mind. I thought it was something dire. Seeing a drop is always bad. We're doing pretty good. We're already morning. We haven't used that many bullets. Our defenses seems to be really good too. I'm really glad about that. Alright, what are we working towards science-wise? I guess, we don't have any gold diggers, I don't think. Or maybe we should have set up at least maybe one. So we could start getting some jewelry. Brass. I don't really care about. This is pretty cool. Need gold, though. Construction, projectile trap. Maybe I should get the projectile trap. Projectile traps are pretty cool. Bread. Bread would be really good, too. Bricks. I think our next goal is to get jewelry. So I need to go up there and put, like, maybe a couple of gold diggers or gold miners down. So we can start getting some gold, even if just a little bit. God, these guys are done. So that we can start making jewelry. Jewelry is a much more lucrative than earthenware. Is that what it's called again? I forgot. Earthenware. Alright. Wait, how are we doing on connection? Oh, our connection's really good. Sorry, the reason why I ask is because, more people are using the internet at the moment. So I was a bit afraid that, I'd have to... Probably am going to end the stream, just so that there isn't any issues, because I did see that it began to dip a bit. I forgot that it was Sunday. Sunday is, I can't go as long as I would like to on Sundays. I've forgotten. I always forget. But anyway. I just wanted to check it out. We'll probably play more Colony Survival tomorrow anyway. So not that big of a deal. Oh, we're out of animal carcasses. Oh wait, shit, that's not it. I keep on forgetting I moved it over here. It's less, in the way. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to call it. Even though I would like to play this game a lot more, I kind of forgot it was Sunday. Which is my bad. My bad, my bad. So yeah, thank you for watching. We'll play more Colony Survival tomorrow. For sure. Methinks. So yeah, have a good rest of your day. Rest of your evening. And I will be back tomorrow with more Blender. And other things. Alright. See you later. Goodbye.